SpaceX has been putting wins on the board ever since the company, founded by serial entrepreneur Elon Musk, became the first privately funded group to put a payload in Earth orbit in 2008. Since then, the company has continued to impress, launching unmanned cargo vehicles to the International Space Station (ISS) and winning a contract from NASA to fly astronauts as well, as early as 2017. Hey guys, and welcome to the new video. In this video we are talking about 10 things you don't know about SpaceX. Before we continue our video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. 1. Who is Elon Musk and why is he building rockets? Musk, b. 1971, is a South African-born entrepreneur with degrees in business and physics from the University of Pennsylvania, and he's launching rockets because he just kind of decided to. That's the short answer, and it's not much different from the long answer. Musk has no formal training in rocketry, but he does have an eye for new markets. He made his initial fortune as a co-founder of PayPal and had since founded Tesla Motors and SolarCity, a solar energy company. In the early 2000s, he and others saw the opening NASA was creating by retreating from the business of launching spacecraft to low Earth orbit. In 2002, he jumped into that gap, founding Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX, going into competition with other, generally more established companies such as Boeing and Virginia-based Orbital Sciences. 2. What has SpaceX done that other companies haven't? SpaceX scored its first big headline in 2010, when it became the first private company to launch a payload into orbit and return it to Earth intact, something only government agencies like NASA or Russia's Roscosmos had done before. Its upright landing and recovery of the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket on December 21, 2015, was another first. Blue Origin, owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, sent a rocket to the edge of space and landed it upright earlier this year, but it was a demonstration flight and did not achieve orbit. 3. Are SpaceX rockets special? Progress in rocketry is incremental. The basic science of liquid-fueled rockets hasn't changed much since the days of Robert Goddard and solid-fueled rockets. Well, they go back millennia. The advances are made at the margins, and Musk is doing well there. His rockets are modular. The Falcon is a single-engine model. The Falcon 9, no surprise, has 9. The Falcon Heavy, which has yet to fly, will have 27 in 3 clusters of 9 engines. This streamlines production in the same way that building different car bodies atop similar chassis helps keep costs down for car manufacturers. Roughly 80% of the parts at any SpaceX rocket are made on the company's own factory floor, reducing the cost of outsourcing. This keeps price per pound of payload down and quality control in-house. One study by NASA and the Air Force estimated that the price tag for going from the initial design stages of the Falcon 9 rocket to its first flight was $440 million, about a third of what it would have cost NASA. 4. How close is SpaceX to flying a crew? Very close. Maybe. The company has used its Dragon spacecraft to make uncrewed cargo runs to the ISS. The Dragon was designed with crew compatibility in mind, which means the ship has already proven its basic spaceworthiness. Though it has a good way to go before its life support systems are similarly proven. SpaceX and Boeing are both scheduled to begin crew runs to the ISS in 2017, and NASA has already designated the first astronauts who will fly in the new ships. The 2017 target could slip, and the June explosion of one of SpaceX's cargo rockets during launch was hardly good news for the company. The recent launch of the Falcon 9, even without the upright first stage landing, was a confidence booster. But with astronaut lives on the line in future flights, the company will have to put a string of good launches together to make up for that very bad one. 5. Where is SpaceX's mission control? You know the kitchen area in your office, where you microwave your coffee and reheat your lunch. Well, the SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California has a better kitchen. And you know that area next to the kitchen, where people gather to gossip and avoid going back to their desks. At SpaceX, they use that place to launch rockets. Really, the SpaceX facility is a sprawling one-floor industrial plant that was originally a factory for Boeing aircraft fuselage. SpaceX took it over and repurposed into an all-in-one spaceport. Thousands of square feet are given over to cubicles. Almost no one at SpaceX, including Musk, has an office with doors. Adjacent to that is the factory floor and the kitchen. And adjacent to that, behind a high glass wall, is mission control. Workers gather to watch launches and recoveries, then go back to their labs or computers or desks. It's very Silicon Valley, only way cooler. 6. What is the Dragon spacecraft like? Picture a 21st century Apollo spacecraft. After the troubled history of the space shuttle, including the loss of 2 7-person crews, SpaceX and most other rocket companies have returned to the old model of the upright rocket with the crew perched on top of the stack. The Dragon is configurable to seat up to 7 people, but it can and usually will carry fewer. 7. Is SpaceX profitable? It's hard to say since the company is privately held, which means its books aren't open for inspection. The belief among most analysts, however, is that SpaceX must, by now, be making money. It has $4.2 billion in contracts from NASA alone, and its recent success in cracking the defense contract business, breaking the monopoly United Launch Alliance enjoyed with the military, means more revenue. All of this is on top of its contracts for private satellite launches, giving it 60 launches overall on its manifest, worth about $7 billion. That's a lot for a company whose main selling point is that it can launch satellites for about a third of the cost the older companies do, clearing a lot of cap room for profits. There is much speculation over when and if Musk will go public, and there is much hope on Wall Street that he will. 8. Why are rockets still so failure-prone despite decades of production? A better question might be why they fly at all. Think of a rocket as an egg, or, more specifically, an eggshell. Think of the fuel as the white and the yolk. The Saturn V, the largest rocket ever built, weighed 6.5 million ohm at launch, and 5.5 million of that was fuel. That's basically a bomb, one that's designed to perform a controlled explosion. The forces in play when a rocket is lit, in terms of chemistry, physics, speed, and air resistance, can be colossally destructive. It's only by controlling them to within extremely narrow tolerances that any launch is successful. The SpaceX explosion in June is believed to have been caused by a faulty strut in the rocket's second stage, which allowed a high-pressure container of helium to break free, sending it smashing through a nearby tank of liquid oxygen. 9. Who are Musk's main competitors? He has a lot of them. Boeing, which is building its CST-100 spacecraft to fly crewed ISS missions along with Musk's Dragon, is a key rival. So is Orbital Sciences, the company that shares the ISS cargo run contract with SpaceX. United Launch Alliance, ULA, is a partnership of Lockheed Martin and Boeing, and Musk is at war with it for a piece of the defense launching business. Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic is a marginal player, planning to sell only suborbital rides for vacationers with deep pockets. Paul Allen's Vulcan Aerospace similarly wants to play in the space vacation sector, but here too, actual flights are still nowhere near imminent. 10. What are Musk's ultimate goals? Becoming the Apple of the rocket business is one way of looking at it, though Musk demurs on that analogy without demurring on the idea of assuming a similarly dominant role in the space sector. His biggest, dreamiest target is sending people to Mars, which does not make him unusual unless he can actually achieve it. He boasts that he could fly human passengers, therefore as little as $500,000 per seat, but in this case, he may be overpromising. The laws of economics might be even harder to overcome than the laws of physics, and neither has been cracked sufficiently yet to make a Mars mission achievable. So this was all about the video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.